Hey, what's up? My name is Jorrit Schulte for AE Tats Plus, and in this tutorial we are going to create this. So something quite simple. It's kind of a type-on effect you would see on a computer. But we're going to do this with expressions. It's a quite interesting exercise in expressions. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go into a new composition, and let's first of all add a text layer, and we can type anything we want. Like so. Let's just make it a little bit smaller, like so. Good. So let's get into the expressions. Text layers have a amazing ability for expressions in source text. When you just Alt and click on the stopwatch, it will open the expression window, obviously. And you can do some quite cool stuff with this. For example, we can just type value, and then between these two signs we can type anything we want, and it will add it behind the text. For example, we can type a number, or we can type some text. You can do remarkable stuff with this. So let's get into this. So we want, first of all, what you normally would do when you want to type on effect is something like, you're going to animate here, you're going to go to opacity, and you're going to set the opacity to 0, and then under range selector you would go into the advanced, set the smoothness to 0, and you would just animate it on with the start, which is quite simple. But then you could not get this flashing sign there. So good news is it's quite easy to do this effect with expressions. In fact, we're going to do this right now. So let's delete the animator. Just select and hit delete. Again, Alt click on the stopwatch for source text, and we're just going to do substr like that. Open parenthesis 0, comma, time, end bracket, and that's it, right? Oops. It's with a B, obviously. And now each second it will type one character. But in essence, it does the same thing. So we can add a slider control to the text and call this speed. And we can add a new, so t equals time times speed, and we can just substitute the time for t. So now when we set this to 5, it will type 5 characters per second. So we got the same effect already. Okay, so let's get into the flashing bit of text here. Now first of all, we of course need a value that goes from 0 to 1 and back to 0 and loops that animation. An easy way to do that is going into here and just type F for flicker equals time and then percentage 1. So now, and we can actually look what time is by just hitting F, the value will F here. Now it goes from 0 to 1, almost to 1, but when it reaches 1, it goes immediately back to 0 after 1 second. When we were to put this to 2, it will wait till the value is 2 and snap back to 0. But we want this of course to be 1. Now we only want to display zeros and ones, so what we're going to do is capital M, let's go right here, capital M math point round, and put this in parentheses. So now it goes from 1 to 0 and back to 1 over and over again. Right? Good. So we now want this. So let's go if open if f equals 1. So when this is 1, and let's do a variable called fl, for example, again for flicker, equals a. Else, in other words, when this is not 1, and the only other possibility is when it is 0, so else fl equals b. Like that. Okay, I see it's like that. And now we can go here and just type plus fl, and it will actually add it to the back, you see? So you get A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. So we want to substitute the A for this sign here. And you can just hit shift and this key right here, and you'll get this sign. Alright? And right here we want nothing, so just keep those two signs, but nothing in between it, and then it will flicker on and off. Simple enough, yes? Now when you go into a text editor, you'll see this flashing thing right here, but when you type, you'll see that it stays on. You see? And when you stop typing, it will start flickering again. So we're going to try and recreate that inside of After Effects using expressions again. So let's go into the expressions, and let's of course we now need to think for a little bit. We need a value that is on while this is typing up to the point when it's done. Okay? So for that we need one, of course we need the amount of letters, and we're gonna do this in a very simple way. Just type L equals the source text and this dot length, and make sure this is at the beginning of the expression, so it looks at the text before all the expressions get applied to it. Okay? Now we can go here and add the same key as we did before, this one right here. F equals 1, and this sign right here means OR. If T is smaller than the amount of characters, and if T is bigger than 0. Okay, and let's hit it in between parentheses as well. Good. So now we get this sign if F is 1, or if T is smaller than L and bigger than 0. And let's see here. It's not a capital, like this. And you can see, by the way, L is 12. And what it's supposed to be 12 if you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's right. Good. So now you can see that it stays on while it's typing. That's pretty cool. However, we would like this to start flickering and then, after that, start animating on. So what we'll do is add another expression. Before that, we're just going to add a new slider. I call this start act. Okay? So what we'll do with that is quite simple. We're just going to go here and hit minus the time, minus start at, of course, times the speed. Yes, so we're just going to have a negative number, in this case 5 seconds, and after this 5 seconds it will start typing. And of course the way this works, when we just look at the value of t, right here it's negative, and of course subtract at starts by 0. So right now it does nothing until it's 0, and it will start animating on. Okay? Good. Now we're pretty much done. We can set this to like 2, and we can do anything wrong with this. However, we would like also, when we this layer starts, for example, at 3 seconds, we want to start at this point. But because it looks at the time of the composition, it won't do that. So a way to fix that, you could put start and just add 3 more. but it's not a very elegant solution. What we can do as well is this. With initial time or pre-time equals time minus, we've got this comp point in point. An in point is basically the point in time where the layer starts. So right here is about 3. Yes, and then we're gonna replace this time with the pre-time and this one as well. So now that should work. So it starts at 3 seconds. We'll start after 2 seconds. So let's change it to after. So it should start at 5 seconds. And it does. Right? So now we got this expression ready to go. Now to save this as an animation preset is quite simple. You just select those two, hit Shift, and select the source text, and then go into your effect and preset window, and click on this this kind of post-it note for create new animation preset. Just click on it, and you can save it anywhere you want. Right here, just save it. And we're gonna hit yes for replacing for now, and then we'll save it. And now whenever you got working on a project when you want to use this, you just create a text layer. For example, the secret spy headquarters. Let's scale this down a little bit. For in the corner, for example. And you just look for the type-on preset that you just made and just drag this on. And this will do all the work for you. So basically that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. My name is Joris Schulte for AE Tots Plus, and I will see you next time.